Hello, my name is Chantelle Bielak, and I'm the owner of Traveling the Seas, a boutique travel agency. Along with Eugene Uhuad of Foam Fighters, we've started an initiative called That Local Life. The purpose of That Local Life is to be meeting people who have local businesses in Edmonton so that we can support them as best as we can. Today, we have Cristo from Cafe Amore with us.
Hi.
Welcome, Cristo.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, awesome. Cafe Amore Bistro is not your usual Italian restaurant. It's family owned and run full of passion. They focus on traditional family recipes with today's modern flair. Pasta and seafood are an Amore speciality. Now, today we've got 6 questions for you. Our first one we'll get started is, how did you get started in business?
Wow, I started at a very young age, Chantelle. I started when I was like 13 years old. My father had a restaurant in the 80s in Edmonton, back in White Avenue on 104th Street. It was called Galileo's at that time. And he put me at 13 years old in a restaurant. I was actually dishwashing.
Oh, yes.
So, a child labor for an Italian family came very, very early. And then, we moved to the Okanagan. We had 2 restaurants over there with a span of over almost about 10 to 12 years.
Yeah.
A lot of people who know my history know that my mother unfortunately had passed away in 2005, but she needed some help at the Alberta Cross Cancer Institute.
Yeah.
So we moved back here to Edmonton. With that said, we opened up Cafe Amore back in about 2011 in a little place in Delton in a small little area. And I'm in business with my brother, so my brother is with me, and my father as well is sort of the captain. He overlooks his boys and making sure that we're doing well from a health perspective, but also from his wisdom of a business perspective.
Well, of course,
Yeah.
he used to run you in the dish pit.
That's right. Exactly. Right. So we just came to the point where we had Cafe Amore, and then from there we expanded into our other loves, me and my brother, which we opened up the Black Pearl Seafood Bar. And now we're increasingly growing on our Amore Pasta locations, where it's you create your own pasta. It's for people that want to love pasta again,
Yeah.
and basically they're choosing all their ingredients, their produce, their cheeses, their sauces, and we create it right for them. But Cafe Amore Bistro is our own family Italian restaurant. It's our little gem. It's our mother company. It's where it all started, and where we're going to stay, right? So.
Well, and you're in here quite often. I mean, your wife is working here.
Yeah, you know what? Everybody has an integral part with the family, right? My brother, my sister-in-law, my wife, my father, even hands-on. But all my staff are like family as well too. I have my cousin from Italy, Alessandro, who's our head cook. So he's one of those where he makes sure that all the establishments are running well.
Yeah.
They all have an integral part. They all have their missions, and it's a family-run operation. We have little ones now that mine's 2 3/4. My other one just turned. My nephew just turned 3, and hopefully they learn from their parents and they learn from their fathers and all the hard work that we're going to be doing. And hopefully, maybe if they want to, we can leave it to them, and they carry on the tradition as well, right? So.
Well, you can get back to that dish pit, right?
Exactly.
Get them in there 10 years.
I'll put him in as a little dish pit person. But yeah, exactly. That's how it all started. And I mean, we can get into it a lot more, but it's that's sort of like a brief
But that
synopsis.
authenticity, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what really stands out about the dish pit to me is
Yeah.
when you've been doing something your whole life and you understand every aspect of the job and each role, you really can grow with that business.
Yeah, and a lot of people, that don't know about the restaurants and stuff like that. I mean, every position is very vital.
Yes.
And it's like running an engine in a vehicle. Every single part, from the pistons to the engine to the oil that you put in. I mean, everything is integral. And you're not going to be. It's not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Ferraris on the race course break down from time to time.
Yeah.
But we do our best to maintain a high quality standard in what we do, a passion and a love for what we do, and every day is something that we aspire to bring happiness to our customers, and everybody. That's the goal. So, and like I said, it's not perfect.
Yeah.
You're going to have your ups and downs. But if we do our best, the people understand that, and they see that, and people they understand if there's passion behind, right? So.
Of course. Which leads me to my next question. What do you enjoy the most about what you do? Now that we know you do everything.
Wow, that is, what? That's a loaded question. I think it goes back to when I was very young. a lot of people, we're sort of, we have 5 places. We have our catering facility, our Papa Giuseppe. We're just in the midst of opening up another Amore Pasta. But you can look at it from sort of the cockpit. I like to say, where you're looking at everything and you're making sure that everything is smooth and everything is. But there's that sense of when I started where when I was a busboy at 14, 15 years old, working at my dad's place. It's that joy, it's that smile, it's that genuine smile when you ask somebody, how's everything? How's your food? Like, can I get you another drink, another cocktail? How is that cocktail? And they tell you, it's such a small little place. We love it. The food is fantastic. There's going to be people that the palates are not for them, but it's that genuine love that comes from the customer. And I think even to this day, and probably to the day that I die, knock on wood, I think there's that part that's the young 14-year-old in me, where I see that happiness in customers, and that's what it's all about for me, anyways, right?
Hey, I totally understand. With my travel agency, what I get the most joy from is that joy that my clients get, where they're like, I had an amazing vacation, and you're part of an experience, right?
Absolutely.
You know that you're sharing that moment with them, even though you're not, right? You're helping them create that memory. I love it.
Yeah, you nailed it right on the head, Chantelle. It's that experience, and that's what it's all about. That's what people, they go out for. They go to restaurants, they take in spas, they go to the salon, they go to a little chocolate store. It's for the experience that they go, and that's why people go out, is to have a good experience, right? So
definitely. Love it. Our next question is, in an industry that there are lots of different venues, there's lots of Italian places, what really makes you unique? What makes Cafe Amore unique?
You know what? There's a lot of great Italian places out there. I mean, I'm not the only kid on the block, so to speak. I'm not a kid anymore, but and there's a lot of friends and associates that are close to me that have other restaurants. And I wish them the best, especially during this time period. You never want to see somebody in this industry fail. I'm all about being positive, and I don't wish that upon my worst enemy. I think what it is here is. You know what? I just drew a blank to the question again. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So what makes you really unique?
I think it's our story.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's our story. I mean, that's what we're Cafe Amore. There is no duplicate Cafe Amore.
Yeah. Well, in that family, right? Like, I love the fact that everybody is part of it. Everybody understands the different jobs. If somebody is sick, that's okay, because we've got the cousin from Italy over here that can fill in. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, you nailed it right on the head. I mean, what makes it unique is my staff, is my I like to consider them my family. There's only one Cafe Amore Bistro. That's here in Edmonton, Alberta.
Yeah.
And it's our story. It's our people. It's our staff, our people that they give that experience. That's what makes it so unique.
Yeah.
You can't duplicate that. A lot of people, they say, Chris, why don't you open up another Cafe Amore someplace else? Why don't you open up another Cafe Amore out of the city into another city, whatever. But I can't duplicate the soul.
Yeah.
You can't.
Well, it's love. Yeah. Cafe Amore. It's love.
Exactly.
Cafe love. I mean, it's love. It's the love that you feel.
That's right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
The next question really kind of relates to something you've been touching on a little bit. Right now we are in the middle of a pandemic, and so what we're curious about is, how is your business pivoting? What are you doing to make sure that Cafe Amore is still here in a year or two?
I think what we have to do, the first and foremost thing, is that we all of us in the industry, the hospitality industry, whatever industry it is to get through this pandemic. We're all in this together. Yes, all separate businesses, but we're all in this together. So I think what we have to do is we have to listen to the mandates and what the government wants us to do. So we do maintain our social distancing. We do maintain, I have my mask, right here. But
I've got mine too.
Exactly, so you want to listen to the rules and the obligations. Now, with that set aside, we are all trying to get through this. Now, there is, support from the government. There is support from, loving and loyal customers that will support you. But and obviously we're at stage 2 where it's 50% capacity. So, with that, we have to pivot, and we have to it's in survival mode because you do have bills. As much as I
Yeah.
love the business,
Yeah.
there's still an overhead. There's
Yeah.
still a family to feed.
Yeah.
There's still the food that has to be brought on the
Yeah.
table, so to speak. Pun intended. But so we have to pivot. So we've been doing Amore care packages where
Ooh,
we.
what are these? What are Amore care packages? I haven't heard
Yeah,
about
so
these yet.
we on March 19th when we got the information of COVID-19 here in Edmonton
Yeah.
about restaurants have to close and all that, and not just us but
Yeah.
everybody in the hospitality industry, we decided, well, how are we gonna take care of our bills?
Yeah.
There's still staff to pay. There's still government to take care of. There's still overhead,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and we didn't know at that point,
How long it'd be.
how long it'd be, or what kind of measures some of the big corporations would put in. I'm talking about like our energy company,
Yeah.
or garbage disposal, or whatever the case may be. So nobody knew what was going on, and you're depending on a day-to-day business, and with thin margins in the restaurant
Yeah.
business already. We sort of had to pivot, so we decided to have these Amore care packages. And what it is basically you can order online at
Yeah.
amorepasta.ca,
Okay.
or you can just phone, or you can go through our social media and we'll get the message as well. So what we do is we create all the sauces that we prepare. We create all our fresh pastas. There's our sausage, there's our meatballs, there's our take and bake items as well too, from lobster mac to lasagna.
Really?
Exactly, and
Oh.
and even with the AGLC giving us the permission to, or given hospitality industry where you can do off sales.
Yes.
We can include a bottle of wine or beer
Yeah.
inside there, and so we deliver it to the persons in this time of isolation and
Yeah.
COVID. We deliver it right to their door, where
Really?
actually we just drop it on the doorstep if
Yeah,
the
yeah.
customer so feels comfortable that that's the way they
Who
want to have
drives
it.
these, by the way? Who drops them off?
Well, with that, because we had to basically all 86 staff members
Yeah.
had to be laid off. Well, not all 86, 78 out of the 86 had to be laid off. We needed to create jobs, so we have there's about 3 or 4 delivery drivers
Yeah.
that are going around to different parts of the city,
Wow.
even in Spruce Grove, Fort Saskatchewan, Morinville, Beaumont, Sherwood Park, St. Albert. And so with that, my sister-in-law basically gets the orders. She
Yeah.
puts them all together, and then the delivery. Even my wife helps me on that situation as well too, where we're doing the delivery ourselves and bringing it to these homes.
Oh my gosh.
And that's just one.
Yeah.
And then we had to pivot to have the Amore Express truck as well.
Yeah.
So now, every couple of weeks, we go into a neighborhood, we put it on our social media, we find out who's got the most response to what
Yeah.
neighborhood that they want to be in. This week happens to be, this Saturday, it happens to be Brookside community and Sherbrooke community, but
Yeah.
we've done St. Albert, we've done Sherwood Park.
Wow.
And so we bring the actual truck there with all the fresh product, and people can come up there and they can actually buy all the fresh
Oh
product.
my gosh.
And so it gives people a chance to get out of their home.
Yes.
They still
but
maintain,
still stay in their neighborhood.
still stay in their
and
neighborhood. They're walking across the street to the park. They find us
Yeah.
there, and it's all fresh product that they can cook at home with the cooking instructions that we have there for them, and still maintaining social distancing even in the
Yeah.
park, right? So it just gets a chance for people to get out of their home and say, you know what, there's something happening in my neighborhood. I don't want to drive someplace so
Yeah.
far.
Or
and-
go to a restaurant
or go to a
necessarily.
restaurant because I just don't feel comfortable
yeah,
yet,
yeah.
but I do like their food.
Oh.
So Cafe Amore has done the Amore Express truck
Yeah.
and has done the
Packages.
Amore care packages as well. So those are the two things that we've pivoted
Love
on, right?
it.
So while this time of COVID exists, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was great. Honestly, I love that you now have the Amore truck and you're going based on where the response is in the different
Yeah.
neighborhoods.
And for a few hours. And,
Yeah,
and just
but
get
how
out there.
cool. And creating visibility, right? Like keeping yourself present
Yeah.
in the communities.
But
That's a
most
genius idea.
important, Chantelle, but what it does do is it brings back some of the employees that I laid off
As well.
to bring employment back.
Yeah.
So they can go out there with the trucks, or they
Yeah.
can go out and deliver, or you know what, we have to assemble these packages. So we're
That's
creating
another job.
we're creating people to come back to work. So I don't want to lose my staff.
Yeah.
They're all like family to me, and if there's a way that I can pivot to survive and
Yeah.
take care of things, and also take care of their lives, then you know I'm
Love
doing
it.
at least my part, right?
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah.
awesome.
yeah, thank you.
We've just got 2 questions left here. So the next one is, what do you think the coming trends in the restaurant industry are? I think that we've seen that this takeout, this delivery, this skip the dishes seems to be here to stay.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's hard to assess what kind of trends are coming because we're right in the middle of a
Pandemic.
pandemic crisis, right? But with that,
Yeah.
with that said, it also brings ingenuity and creativity amongst all the people that are in the industry to pivot and maybe extend an olive branch in their business. For us, it's the Amore Express truck and it's the
Yeah.
care packages. So that is an extra olive branch that we're going to actually maintain even when the COVID does pass. We're
Yeah.
still going to have that. We're going out personally and delivering as well, where people can actually reserve ahead of time to have personal delivery as opposed to ordering through Skip
Yeah.
and Uber and DoorDash. I mean, all great companies. I deal with them all, but you got to understand that we deal with such a thin margin, and they already take such a huge margin out of it. So if I can employ some of my own staff
Yeah.
to be my own delivery drivers, that's also what we're going to be aspiring to do as far as getting out there to deliver to people's homes. And what it does is it creates employment within my family, right?
So if you're watching this right now, the big star is that order directly from the restaurant, because when you're ordering directly
Yeah.
from the restaurant, you have the opportunity to be bringing more staff on, creating jobs
100%.
and continuing that business going, as opposed to ordering through Skip the Dishes.
Yeah.
And not only that, you might get Cristo to show up at your door and deliver,
exactly.
right?
Yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing if you want me to deliver, but no, but yeah, you know, we like to give that personal touch
Yeah, of
from anybody
course.
that's in our family. I like to call our Amore family.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, it does support and it does create employment and it does allow people to go out there and look for work and have work that's accepted by people in the industry that can operate their own delivery.
Yeah.
Not that I'm knocking Skip or
No.
Uber or DoorDash, because
Yeah.
I do use them, but I use them because it's immediate gratification
Yeah.
for expenses.
But if you're watching this,
But
remember,
if you're watching, deliver.
call him directly. Call them
yeah,
directly.
you just have to reserve a time because
Yeah.
obviously we might not have a delivery driver right there at that moment, like Skip or Uber, but you know we can reserve 24 hours ahead of
Yeah.
time, choose off the menu, and we'll do that for you if you have the patience of waiting that day, right? So.
Which is a perfect segue into our last question, and we've kind of touched on this a little bit already, is
Yeah.
how can we really support you? Obviously, ordering directly, calling you directly supports you. What else
Yeah.
can we do?
You know what? Customers, loyal customers, we've been getting them back, but what happens is it's still, you know, you're still operating at a 50% capacity. So all you can do is, I think you have to just make sure that there's that saying that you also shop local,
Yeah.
support your local community, support your local business people. I think that's the most important because, you know, when you're dealing with big, huge corporations that don't have a vested interest or live in Edmonton,
Yeah.
for that matter, well, the support is not there. It doesn't generate that response and that economic response back in the community.
Yeah.
So what happens is if you're supporting, just an example, if you're supporting Cafe Amore, well, that extra couple of dollars that I have to go shopping, I'm supporting it in my
Yeah.
local community.
Going
So-
to like the Italian center.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
So it's a beautiful circle if we all can get on board in that. So my thing is to make sure that you support local, spread the word of what each other's businesses are doing to pivot,
Yeah.
which is really important because there are some smaller businesses, maybe a little bit smaller than mine. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that I'm a big business, but maybe they just have one restaurant as opposed to, let's say, 5.
Yeah.
But and they don't get that recognition, or people don't know what they're doing to
Yeah.
pivot. So the more that we can support our local, get to know what everybody's doing, even if it means a phone call.
Yeah.
Sometimes social media, not everybody updates it in time. So phone them if you're interested.
Yeah.
You know, myself, or support other businesses as well that have that same agenda, right? So.
Love it. Love it. Well, thank you so much for
Oh, my
being
pleasure.
featured on That Local Life. It was wonderful to have you and learn more about your
It's a
business.
pleasure
And
to
I'm
have you.
really excited about your pivot. I think that was a really wonderful
thanks,
pivot. I
Chantelle.
love the two things that you're doing.
Thank you.
If you or someone you know would like to be featured on That Local Life, reach out and let us know because we'd love to showcase your business. Thanks so much. Bye.